So for a second, I was done with Kiki like everybody else. And then I realized that Kiki was in the house saying the stuff that I've been saying the past couple of weeks since I've been watching Marriage Boot Camp. And that's the fact that she's actually trying to work on her marriage while Nico, Margot, and Murica are up in there trying to get like a little more reality show fame. And she don't like it. And I was kind of like, listening to everybody talk about Kiki and how she insecure and all that stuff. And she's already admitted to being insecure. So it's not like she in there lying or fronting or putting on like, a show. She actually just don't like the fact that they up in there playing and, they on this same show. They definitely not on her level. I know Margot is an artist of some sort and so is Nico. However, they don't belong in the same sentence as Kiki White. I mean, Kiki ain't the biggest star or anything. She hasn't made it, to the highest of the highest level that she could with the voice she has. But, she has been, on, Old Avant Records. She had her own album, I believe, come out. She has been on R&B Divas, and rightfully so in her own right. Not, you know, leeching off of somebody else. So I see why, Kiki is so upset at the fact that she see them, like they see each other, and she see that, this is all the front they putting on to be in that house, and she don't really like it. Other than that, they played a game of truth or dare, and thank you. All right, you can have it back. So they played a game of truth or dare where they talked about what was going on in their sex lives. The couples did, and pretty much Jim. I still haven't called his wife's name. The one who's from the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Pretty much she said that they were arguing about how they were doing it at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I guess she just ended it because he was taking too long, and pretty much how she said, well, I don't know if this was later, but she pretty much said that she doesn't like making eye contact with him when they are intimate, and it's just weird to her. um let's see, Storm had to give a lap dance to somebody else's partner, so he gave a lap dance to Murica. Karen, trying to think of what her question was, or if she did a truth or a dare. She did a truth. I don't remember what it was. It might have been important. Kiki was had to tell the truth, and Michael asked if she really liked pleasuring him orally. If she really loved it as much as she said she did, and she said, "Yeah, that is the truth," because she would rather do that than have to actually grind on him and stuff like that. Sorry. So she said she would rather do that than actually have to grind on him. So he was happy about that. And I mean, we come to find out she got 7 kids. I remember her having a few kids on R&B Divas, but I remember it being 7. So we see, I guess, why she don't really like grinding no more, because she's really fertile or whatever. But I mean, it's all good. Michael had to say 5 things he loved about Kiki, with 5 marshmallows in his mouth. I think he said he liked her hair, he liked her voice, he liked her chest. I can't remember the other 2 things, but I was just like, that was a weird list of stuff, but whatever. Let's see, Karen, Jim, he had to dance and act out like how sex, well, dance like how he would interpret sex to look like or something like that. And he did the stiffest, I don't want to call it whitest, but he did the stiffest dance that I've ever seen somebody do, like in regards to, how they feel about sex or whatever. But at the end of the day, he did say he was getting blue balls from his wife because she is, she like gives him 15 minutes, and if he's not finished, she pretty much ends it. And so that's pretty much why his dance was that dance. I don't know what Nico, Margot, or America's truth or dare is. Don't really care. After that, they did the puppet show, and they did like something different where they had to spin a wheel and then act out something from the wheel. And pretty much the whole time they were there, Kiki had to pee, so she kept trying to oh, okay, he's his contacts. Ooh. Okay, so Kiki was acting out. Uh, Kiki was talking about how she had to go pee, and she was, whispering it to whispering it to Michael, and he was, he was pretty annoyed with her simply because. Oh, I'm so sorry. He was annoyed with her simply because she was being rude, and how did he get my earrings? I'm sorry. My baby dumped all my husband's stuff out his black bag onto the bed, so I'm trying to put it back in. Okay. So they spin the wheel and they had to act out whatever was on the wheel. Some of the stuff was like, I have a headache, so you have to tell me reasons why, reasons you make up as to why you don't, have sex sometimes and stuff like that. And it just happened to fall on Jim and his wife, and she would say, she just don't pretty much like being intimate. She feels like sex is more of a porn thing than an intimacy thing. Kiki and Michael, pretty much, I from what I gathered, Kiki don't like getting head or something like that, or she don't like, when Michael goes down, because she likes to give, and she gives, the doctor says she gives to him and she gives to her kids, but she doesn't allow herself to receive or whatever. And I don't really think they said anything about Michael as far. Well, yeah, they really didn't say anything about him. She just said that he doesn't give as much. Storm and Storm and Karen said they they usually are fussing, like they have an argument before and they take the argument into the bedroom, and pretty much he was like, well, I told you to be here by 9, it's 9:15, what took you so long? And she was like, well, I was trying to be pretty for you and get dressed up and look nice. And he was like, well, you getting dressed up just to have your clothes taken off or whatever. So I mean, that was cute. Who's the other couple? Tanner and whatever his wife's or girlfriend's name is. Oh well, pretty much he doesn't like going down on her, and she feels like it should be even to where, she has to give it to him a lot, so she should be able to get it a lot. But the fact that he doesn't like giving it to her, she resents it, and she tells him that she doesn't want to do it either. So they both supposed to be working on that. Nico, Margot, and America, they were supposed to go. So they split it up to where Margot went with America first. I don't even remember. I think they switched or something for some reason. It wasn't important. So then it was time for Margot to go with Nico, and America got up and went outside, which she should have done. She should have been done left. Honestly, if this was a real show and this was like a real situation, a real scenario where they wasn't just trying to get TV time, America should have been gone. Is she a real model? I'm pretty sure she is. I don't know. She look like a dude, so I don't see why she wouldn't be a dude model. I don't see why she would put herself in a position to be on this show with Margot in the first place. And Margot come up with this dumb stuff of I should be able to have a wife and a husband. You should also be able to go to jail like anybody else who does it, who ain't in one of these secret polygamous camps in America. That's just like, it's so ignorant. I'm so sick of them on this show. Like, dang. Anyway, the doctor goes and talks to America. Now I do like America, to be honest. I like America because I don't feel like she's a leech trying to get some fame off of off of any reality show she can. She just happened to, be a victim to the Margot Nico plan. So anyway, Dr. Ish goes out, tries to talk to America, which he gave the dumbest advice ever. He was like, well, you have to support her through this because in the end, if she does choose you, then you have to like be there while she gets over Nico. What? How long they been separated or whatever they calling it? She should have been over Nico. Nico should not still continuously be coming in and out of her life as he done been with what's that girl name? Mimi, had a sex tape, and it's been over what, 5 years since they've been together. She should have been done moved on. At this point, they still dealing with each other to the point where they're on a TV show together, a reality couple show together. They still go together. That's just how that work. I don't mean to get loud. They annoy me. So anyway, I do believe that that's all the couples from with the sex stuff, the sex talk. Pretty much while Nico and Nico and Margot are going, they get to the point where I think they were supposed to talk about the best sex they ever had or something like that, and Kiki really had to go to the bathroom, and I think she didn't realize she was whispering louder than she thought she was, and for a couple of times they had to tell her to be quiet. So finally it gets to the point where Margot and Nico are talking about whatever they had going on in the past, and Kiki is just like fed up with it. She don't care about it. She's so dramatic. She's saying Margot is so dramatic, and she's been a drama queen. Simply because it's fake, and she's tired of it, and she really just wants them to get it over with so she can go to the bathroom. She was being pretty rude about it, but I mean, I'm here with it. I don't care. I mean, really, I don't care about them. I don't care about their relationship. I don't care about nothing Margot and Nico got to say. So I was with Kiki on there, like, shut the game, shut the whole thing down. Nobody care about them. So she goes to before she goes to the restroom, Margot has something to say. And she pretty much said something about, actually, Kiki said, I've had 7 kids, so I have to pee. Like, pretty much like her bladder is not the strongest. Which, I mean, I knew what she was meaning when she said it, but then she said to Margot, you haven't had kids. And then that was pretty messed up to say. Like, I don't like Margot, but you have to say that, Kiki. I don't know if she can't have kids or she just chose not to have kids. But you had to say it to that girl like that. That was pretty messed up. So anyway, later on, Kiki goes on to her room, have a tantrum. Later on, Margot alludes to the fact that Kiki has 18 kids and that her and Michael's relationship is not going to work out, but the stuff that he gets from this boot camp, he's going to take to his next relationship. I ain't like that at all. One, because when I watched Kiki and Michael on RBD, I saw how much Michael really loved Kiki, and to me, I saw how much he realized how hurt she was in the beginning, or in the past from her old relationship, and he knew that he had a lot of work to put in to make her feel, good about herself from that, which, I mean, though it wasn't his responsibility, it was good that he actually took it on as a man and, like, made her feel something about herself and made her feel better about herself from being through that abusive relationship. So I thought that was good. I mean, I don't like the fact that Margot said that, but I don't like mostly anything Margot says or does. So I mean, that's that. What's that about it? I do believe so. Kiki and Margot got into it again. Where Kiki was trying to get her. Like, I saw her flinch to where if she would have been able to get close to Margot, she'd have snatched that wig off. I hate it when I see black women on reality shows fighting amongst a group of or amongst mixed company. Like, if it's like all black women, like Real Housewives or Loving, well, not Loving. Well, if it's like Real Housewives where it's like they only put you in a group of black women, then I really, can't say nothing. You in a group of people, 2 of y'all bound to not, get along. But when you're in mixed company and it's only 2 of y'all and y'all 2 go at it with each other, I don't know. It's just one of those things where I just feel like, stop being a stereotype. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to show that stereotype to them. We among mixed company. You do that back at home or whatever. But, it is what it is. You're so quiet. So, guess I spoke too soon. So, they were about to fight. Pretty much Storm comes in. Well, the reason they were about to fight was because Margot is still mad about the fact that America hugged Kiki, and Kiki was trying to tell America, like, look, there's no reason you should be putting up with that. You better than that. Since we've all come into this house, I've got to know you a little better, and I feel like you deserve better than that. And so Margot, I guess, overhears and goes in and says, girl, come on, she ain't talking about nothing. So that's when they end up getting into it. And it wasn't Kiki's place to say anything, to be honest. But I know what she's trying to do. She's trying to get Margot to leave. I mean, she's trying to get America to leave Margot alone, which she should. Cause I mean, for anybody to say some mess like I want a wife and a husband, but you supposed to be my girlfriend, that don't make it. That's not right in any form or fashion. And I don't know how America's putting up with all that mess. So anyway, let's see. They get into it. Storm comes in and he tells Kiki, like, you putting your husband in a bad situation because pretty much if she fights Margot, Michael will have to jump in, and if Michael jumps in, not to fight, but to try to break it up, and once Michael jumps in to break it up, then Nico will have to jump in to break it up, and he'll end up fighting Michael or whatever out of respect for Kiki. Which is partially actually true in some instances. I mean, that's what I mean, I didn't take it that far, but in reality, that is like how I would think it would go, if that happens or whatever. So I got what Storm was saying, and then he went in and told like Margot and America, like, Kiki dealing with her own stuff, so let her deal with her own stuff, whatever, whatever. It seemed like everybody in the house is not really feeling Kiki. Like everybody has something to say, which I mean they're entitled to their opinion, and I can understand just seeing Kiki. I mean, she's acting bratty to be honest in some situations, but when she goes off about Marco and Nico, I'm with her on that. Like I can see why she's like fed up with that storyline because it's like irrelevant and makes absolutely no sense to those who really want to learn things about their relationship. So that's that. That was the episode this week. I don't think that anything else happened toward the end. I'll see y'all next week. I still am gonna do my relationship advice video at some point. I have to, read it and all that stuff and try to like, what is it called? I'm trying to condense down, the video into being less than 30 dang minutes of, relationship advice and stuff like that. But I'll talk to you guys later. Y'all have a good one. Sorry I'm in my bed, but I'm too tired to get up and go in there. So it is what it is. Y'all have a good night. Bye.